Welcome back to the greenhouse today, everyone. My son's back in here. He's got some food cooking on the stove. He was just out riding his bike. It's like 35 degrees, so he's a diehard. In the last video, we were making a methane capture kit, and we were using wood ash to make lye water for its alkaline properties to filter sulfur and the sulfites out of our methane as it's bubbling through the alkaline water. Now, in the process of making the alkaline water or the lye water, we have a whole bunch of wood ash left over, and we basically just balled that up, leached it out, let it dry, and now we've got ourselves a nice patty of wood ash. And we are going to calcine this in a fire, and we're going to make our own DIY lime today for making DIY concrete. Now, if that sounds interesting, please consider subscribing. Let's get right into this. So in the true sense of self-sufficiency, we want to waste nothing. We've got our little working area for all of our foundry and brick making and stuff. So we had a little wire mesh basket that completely melted away. We used it too many times. So now I've got this old grill grate I found on the side of the road, and we've got some black spots and some impurities. Those are called LOIs, loss on ignitions, things that just didn't burn. So we are going to put this in our fire. We're going to heat it up to about 1,000 degrees, and then we're going to cool it off rapidly to create the perfect crystalline structure for making DIY concrete. We've got our DIY concrete bricks here. Me and my son had painted them. They've been wet. They've been in the greenhouse. The only thing that's really wrong with them is some of the paint is peeling off. So they've lasted in a greenhouse environment, getting sprayed with the hose for 2-3 years. So let's go ahead and take this outside to the fire. I'm going to get that door for me. All right. So we've got ourselves a nice fire going. Good bed of coals burnt down. We've got some lump coal that we are going to put right on top of this, and we've got a battery out here, and we've got our DIY blower system. So we've got an inline fan, 130 cubic feet per minute, running to a metal pipe. You can see that we've experimented with it already, but it is a lot better than burning any PVC. So let's go ahead and set all this up. Oh. All right, so our battery from a solar system, our DIY blower, and this is why we have a nice hot bed of coals beforehand, so we can just drop a bunch of coals on and start going with our blower here. So we're going to fill this up. So we're going to start all this up, and in about 15-20 minutes, we should have a glowing red hot piece of calcined wood ash. So you can see we've got a full inferno, just a super red hot glow. Everything's glowing hot in there. So before this is up to temp, I can see my breath out here, it's freezing. So we've got this rain barrel, and the rain water is going to be the best thing to make concrete or bricks with. Just simply rinse this out. Just simply because it's not going to have any alkalines from well water, because we live out in the middle of nowhere. We've got cornfields all around us, so just want to fill this up enough to submerge our brick in here. Nice free water source that is perfect for what we're using it for. We don't have to worry about nitrates or being alkaline. Now we want our water pretty darn close because we don't want it to cool until we rapid cool it into our rainwater there. All right, it looks like we melted through our cage a bit. That's not good. Hopefully we can still salvage our little concrete block or wood ash block here. So we rapid cooled it. We've got our DIY tongs here and a DIY piece of copper that I used to pull it out. This is how hot we got it. We burnt a hole right through it. Oh, it feels so much better in the greenhouse here. It's freezing outside. 35 degrees feels like ice temperatures when you're coming off of summer here. So I'm not ready for winter, but at least we got a nice warm fire. How's your food doing in here?
It's not done, but it's almost.
It's not done yet? Oh, he's got himself a decent egg bake going with everything right out of the greenhouse plus some chicken eggs. All right, let's talk about this wood ash that we just calcined. So we've got our nice hot bowl of wood ash water. It actually warmed up quite a bit. So the process of heating this and rapid cooling it is called calcination, and that's the process of driving impurities out. And I do have some pieces of black floating around in here that we're going to get out, and that's just from the fire itself. Those are pieces that were stuck to the brick from all of our lump coal and stuff like that. The process of rapid cooling it creates metastable crystalline structures, allowing us to make lime and concrete. So it's kind of like panning for gold. We're just kind of seeping off any impurities that just float right out of the water. So here is our lime concrete mix. Looks just like real concrete. So we just wanted to drive the moisture out, drive any impurities out. We still have a few impurities. This is not a flawless process here, but this is what we're going to mix with it. We take some clay and soil and we just grind it up on our DIY grinder here. Works absolutely great. Now we've got a really fine powder. We'll scoop some of this up and we'll drop it in. We're going to take a little bit of sand, drop that in. Now we've got to mix this. This is what we are left with. It's still a little soupy. I'm going to add a little bit more of our powdered soil just to soak up any extra moisture. We leached a lot of the moisture off already. So I always try and touch this as little as possible. I just washed out my bowl there, washed my hands off because I did mold this by hand. So we've got ourselves a DIY brick of DIY concrete. Easy to make, very simple. Just use a little hand trowel to stir it together and then pour it out. And then the final mixture, we like to get some sandy material like some of our powdered clay, and I just kind of dust and wipe it across. That way it doesn't stick. But once this dries on this concrete cinder block, it will pop right off and be hard as a rock, just like our Subscribe brick here. DIY concrete. Very cool to be able to make your own lime and concrete right in the greenhouse. My son's food is done. I don't know where he went, but I gotta go find him now. He's probably out riding his bike again in that freezing weather we've got. So just a quick recap. We took our waste product of wood ash because we needed the lye water. We went and we put it into a patty, let it dry, went and put it in our fire, got it up to about 1,000 degrees, rapid cooled it, and that is the process of calcination. So we've got ourselves a DIY concrete brick from all waste materials. And we basically used nothing that we had to purchase. So everything was recycled in the true sense of self-sufficiency. This is how we're doing it. So if anybody has any questions today, I gotta go get my son and we're going to eat some food and then continue working on things. I've got all types of cool stuff that just showed up in the mail. Got this radiator fan for like a 90s Honda Civic, about $45 with a little bit on shipping. And I'm going to use this in the greenhouse. This box right next to me has a 12.8 volt 100 watt hour or 1280 watt hour usage batteries. Big expensive lithium batteries, and I've always tried to just use recycled batteries, but I want to go full bore, use a timer, and be able to operate all of these systems in the greenhouse basically 24/7 on a timer system. So stay tuned for a ton of videos coming on free heating, compost heating, setting up solar power, and running timers and stuff like that for our geothermal and other air and water moving systems. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next video.